What is it that makes low confidence so crazy and hard to control?
Well,
Or why does it make a challenge? I guess is
crazy. I wouldn't say it's crazy.
a better way to pose the question.
I
Sorry.
mean, everybody tries to think that some of this stuff is voodoo, and it's not. I mean, it's a science. It's an art. It's an art, not a science. And so there's always going to be a few little variables we don't have quite figured out. But it's a big place. It's got lots of steep terrain and lots of snow. You know, it's not like we have a dozen slide paths in this canyon. Above the road we have hundreds, and so the sheer volume, size, scope, amount of snow, that's what keeps it being a steady deal. And when you have big storm cycle, you can get behind pretty easy. And you know, increasing weight is one of the biggest variables in creating stress in the snowpack. And when it snows 100 inches or 90 or 70 or whatever it was, that's going to catch you here and there.
Right. So you mentioned that the potential of a lift up there is just one of the plans on the table, kind of you guys doing your homework and whatnot. And looking at that, have you guys, is Alta considered whether it would just be a patrol only kind of resort, or would this, or pardon me, a patrol only kind of lift, or would this be a lift that you would want a lot of skier compaction, like a lift serve normal resort kind of lift?
Well, it's really not an Alta project, it's a UDOT project, you know, because it's affecting Highway 210. That's who does the control work and the forecasting now. The ski areas help UDOT, but it's their program. But to be truly effective, you'd have to have some skier compaction to go along. I mean, we could go over, have a control team only route that went off the top of a lift and went both ways, and you could replicate what we're doing now with artillery, but to truly try and evolve and do something a little better and make the avalanche hazard index come down instead of just stay fairly high, which it is now. I mean, we've done a little bit of control work over there now, but today you could have a skier release a slide that potentially could go to the road. We'd like to make that, think that the next generation, in the next 50 years, we've been doing this for 50 years, we could, maybe in the next 50 we'll get to where we bring the hazard index number down a little bit. In order to do that, you'd have to go over there with some skier compaction. So follow it up, and you know, you throw shots and ski it here, the hazard goes way down in a hurry.
Just a little bit more speculation on the potential lift. Have you guys considered any possible like backcountry gate policies, and how would you control that?
Haven't addressed that phenomena. You know, we looked at the problem of how do you control the problem above our village. That's all we've really looked at. You know, all that stuff. If the thing ever evolved to the next level, that's the kind of stuff would happen. You know, we just did figure out where you might be able to put a lift that was safe from avalanche hazard, how big it'd be, how get it done, and do a profile. So.
Great. And last question: would you like to expand upon what makes Alta's powder or snow the greatest on Earth?
Oh, I know that. And there's been some great articles written lately by meteorologists and everybody, and they print volumes about it. But I've always thought and believed, those are two different things, I think, that it's because storms here start out warm, windy, with heavy snow, smooths things out, gives you some good higher density snow to fill in all the irregularities. And then the volume helps, and it gets deep, and then they just about always end up drier and lighter on top. Heavy snow, smoothed out, volume, light snow on top, makes perfect skiing. So every now and then we get them upside down, every now and then get something out of the south, it'll be all high density and it'll be like skiing anywhere else. But you know, it's not because it's the lightest and driest. You don't want the lightest and driest snow. You know, you can go to Montana and Colorado and places that you can get 3 feet of the lightest, driest snow on the planet, and you'll ski right through to the hard bumps underneath, or the hard surface, and that's, you know, it's unique, and you can sometimes get up above it and stuff. But I think to have perfect skiing, you got to have that variety and density, and you got to have the early wind, and yeah, all those things. That's why it gets so good.
Great. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us, Onno.
You bet.